Three in the Box is not affiliated with USPSA or its board of directors. Bill, Josh, and Nikki make this podcast. Our views are our own, and the views expressed by our guests are their own. Nothing said on this podcast is intended to represent the views of any organization unless expressly stated.
This is a Facade podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Three in the Box podcast, powered by Power Soccer Shop. I'm Bill.
I'm Josh.
I'm Nikki, and this is Three in the Box.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special bonus episode of Three in the Box. Here with my two favorites, Josh Berger and Nikki Dwyer. Excited to have the team together. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty well. I mean, everybody seemed to like the last episode on the ranking, season ranking. Nobody gave us.
Everyone seemed to like.
Yeah, like it's a pretty loaded answer. I mean, I didn't get any flack. Did you guys get any flack other than what's in the comments of the YouTube video?
Mostly the comment section.
Yeah.
Our friends from the Northeast never think very highly of us after
No, not at all. Shock small. I'm sorry. I got something in my throat.
That's all right. Nikki, did you get any feedback from the episodes, from the rankings?
Just a little bit. Some people shared in-person live feedback at a tournament that I went to.
Mm-hmm.
And
Same.
then just were like,
I heard from some Tidewater Piranhas that were disappointed in your rankings.
Oh, yeah, like PJ, for instance.
I think we called that. we knew that was coming.
We did.
All right.
Just so everybody knows, PJ specifically texted all three of us in a group chat. Was not happy with the opinions of ours.
It was just, his text was just like, or something.
Yeah,
it wasn't even...
come again?
Clearly directed at Nikki. But anyways, we've had a busy month, you guys. The league has had a busy month. We've had a busy month. We've done our rankings. We've done 2 episodes. We've had like 5 guests. Seems like we've hung out a lot, which is great. And we've put out a ton of episodes. People have been supporting it. We appreciate that. But you know what we haven't done for the entire month of February is actually talk about tournament results and what's been going on in the league. So I think we owe our viewers a results episode.
Yes.
So tonight is fully dedicated to what's been going on across the country at tournaments. We're going to cover everything that happened basically from January 31st to now, everything that we have. So 6 tournaments to cover, Josh and Nikki. Minneapolis, Virginia Beach, St. Louis, Jacksonville, San Jose, and Portland. So lots going on. Lots going on. About.
Yep.
Should we jump right in?
Let's do it.
All right. I will start us off with kind of a little mini 5-teamer back on January 31st in Minneapolis. This was a lot of the Minnesota and Wisconsin teams. Minnesota United and their academy were there. Chippewa Valley Hooligans, Minnesota Shockwave, Minnesota Lights, and who did I miss? That's it. 5.
I think you got everybody, yeah.
Say them all? Okay.
Yep.
They divided this up. Shockwave and Lights played each other twice. Shockwave victorious in both of those. A 5-2 win and a 3-0 win over Minnesota Lights. And Minnesota United also went undefeated against their academy team and the Chippewa Valley Hooligans. That's pretty much it for the little mini in Minneapolis.
Well, you know, the Shockwaves game versus Lights and both Lights, that's impressive. 5-2 and 3-0.
Well, and in that 3-0 game, I'm looking at stats from that game going, Nathan scored 2 goals and Chelsea scored a goal. So I'm thinking that might not have been starters playing that full game.
I don't know. I mean, do we have any tapes on it? I'd love to see the tapes.
Probably somewhere. I don't have them, but generally speaking, Nathan isn't out there scoring goals, and
Yeah.
Chelsea a good player, but doesn't see a
Mhm.
lot of time. So
Yeah.
they may have played with their lineups a little bit in that one.
Maybe. Who knows? I mean, it has been snowing, so who knows if somebody can show up.
Possibly.
Mhm.
Speaking of snow, that
Mhm.
same weekend in Virginia Beach, Nikki,
Ah.
y'all tried to host a tournament. You want to talk a little bit about? I mean, you did. But there were a few folks that didn't show up. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So on January 31st and February 1st, we had what was supposed to be a 10-team tournament, but we
Whoa.
had 4 teams drop out, some
Ooh.
of them like within 2 days before the tournament, because there was a forecast of snow and wind, apparently, very scary winds to some people.
Mhm.
It ended up snowing like 1 inch, so there we did see a
One
little bit of
inch? Oh no.
Not the
No.
13 they were calling for.
Is that what it was?
I mean, it would have never been that much, but
Some of
um,
us were stuck in airports trying to get there, though, while it dumped snow on Chicago.
Yeah, you didn't even make it there, did you, Bill?
I didn't even make it. I went to
Ugh.
Chicago and turned around and came home.
Yeah, Bill sent me a picture of him at the airport. Said cancel. Like, no. It's terrible.
Anyway,
well, you're not the only one who didn't make it.
Yeah.
So the people who did show up though were
Hmm.
we had Aspo Force,
Okay.
Houston Fireballs with some
Nice.
guest players,
Mm-hmm.
Florida Surge, the Piranhas, we were there, Mary Freebed Overdrive, and then kind of a smorgasbord of players like picked from different teams that we called Snowstorm, fitting for the weather that we had.
I want to know who came up with that team name because it's fantastic.
somebody with the same sense of humor as Josh Berger.
Sounds about right.
But we did have like a tournament style type of competition. And so we did have a winner at the end in a championship game. So congratulations to Aspo and Fireballs who competed in
Ooh.
that game with Fireballs with the overall win. But Aspo went undefeated right up until that game. So congrats to them as well.
Mhm.
And then we also saw some high scores during this tournament with Rado on Houston Fireballs killing it with
Wow.
13 goals.
Oh, dang.
13 goals, 3 assists, 16 points in what, 6 games? That's
Jeez, Rado.
And let's be clear, let's not skip over this part. He
Yeah.
did it with Jada and Jacob on the court because
Yep.
Fireballs decided they were gonna they ended up forfeiting every game in this tournament technically
Right. Mhm.
because they brought Jada and Jacob from Strap Scorpions with them to this tournament.
Yep.
Neither team had enough to kind of bring everybody. They even had a couple players, Nikki, from the North Texas team, right? I think that were with them.
I want to say yes.
I
No.
think they had a couple. I think it was kind of a hodgepodge of all 3. So they
Okay.
played as Fireballs, but none of these games really count because it was also kind of a hodgepodge team. But
Yeah.
for Redo to score 16 points with Jada, Jacob, Kirsten, all those skilled players on the floor, that's
Yeah.
I mean, dude, calm down. would ya?
That's pretty scary.
Somebody's gonna be somebody's nowhere to go but up for that young man.
Well, I mean, Jada got 14 points in 6 games, and Jacob got 9 points in 6 games. So
Yeah.
that's pretty potent offense.
Yeah.
Very potent.
Yeah.
Just too bad it didn't count.
And Aspo, a good showing. We most of us picked them to win the championship conference. Aspo actually beat Fireballs earlier in the tournament, Nick, right?
They beat everybody.
Beat everybody.
That's amazing. 6-0-0. Not bad.
bad.
And then I noticed that looked like Mary Freebed Overdrive kind of struggled a little bit in this tournament.
Yeah, Mary Freebed Overdrive, a team that a lot of us picked to finish pretty high in the President's Conference.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Having some struggles at this tournament and also the St. Louis tournament, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, they were 2-3-1 at this tournament. they beat that Snowstorm team that was kind of our friend Dana and company on that
Yep.
squad.
Mhm.
But yeah, Mary Free Bed, a little bit of a different team this year, it looks like, than we maybe thought.
Okay. Well, we'll see what we say in our May episode when we do a pre-ranking, national pre-ranking. So, we'll
In
see.
their defense, they only lost to champions teams, some of them by 1-0, and they also tied like another
That's actually
team.
really impressive.
That's fair. I mean, they're
Yeah.
playing Tidewater, Florida, Houston, and Aspo. I mean, that's not a slouch of a slate.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, it's a pretty tough
Um,
schedule.
But since we're nailing the transitions, let's kind of slide over and talk a little bit about this St. Louis tournament that happened Valentine's Day weekend. Mary Free Bet Overdrive at that tournament. Also, DASA Firecrackers, Atlanta Sting, North Texas Fully Charged, Chicago House, Hot Shots, RHI Inferno, DASA Cyclones, and Minnesota United. There were also 4 rec teams there, including the DASA Firecrackers. Minnesota United and DASA Cyclones were kind of at the top of this table. RHI Inferno also did pretty well in this tournament. Teams that struggled, 1-3 records for Chicago House, North Texas, Firecrackers, Sting, and that Mary Free Bet Overdrive team we were talking about.
Okay. Wow, that's a pretty big tournament, and to have 4 rec teams there too. So
That
we
St.
got
Louis tournament is fun. Our
Yeah.
team used to go to it every year. It kind of brings teams from all over the Midwest. It's a good
Yeah.
tournament. They do a good job.
That's cool. That sounds like fun. Yeah, so we got a new rec team called Tulsa Center Twisters. Great name,
Yeah.
by the way. Great name.
Yeah.
That's good. We always like to see more teams being created on this channel. So we like to see that. Let's see what we got here. So MNUFC went 3-1. That's pretty good. Who did they end up beating? They beat Chicago House. They beat the Hot Shots. Atlanta Sting. Regular Atlanta Sting. Yeah, regular Atlanta Sting. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty
Yes.
good.
Yeah. They lost only to DASA Cyclones, I believe.
Okay.
And then Cyclones' only loss was actually to Sting. But
Okay.
that was Sting's only win. So kind of some weird results in this
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they finished. Atlanta Sting finished 1-3.
Yeah, I don't
it is.
know, again, we've talked about this before. We don't have all of the visibility into what went on here. We don't
Right.
have people at every tournament
Yeah.
talking to us about every game. I would, there's a game here where Sting beat Cyclones 3-2. Then there's another game, I think Cyclones beat Sting 2-0. So it's like
Yeah.
we don't know who played or what the game
Yeah.
situations were in those.
Well, and I know that Atlanta Sting also got a new coach too. So I'm sure
Heard something
they're
about
trying
that.
to figure out. Yeah, Beck's dad has stepped down, so he's no longer coaching. So they got a new coach. I don't know who the new coach is. So I'm sure they're kind of going through a transition phase of the play style and everything.
Yeah,
And this
very
is
likely.
pretty good showing for RHI Inferno and Hot Shots.
Yeah, 3-1 and 3-2. That's 3-1 for RHI and 3-2 for Hot Shot. That's really
I
good.
told you guys already, I like this RHI Inferno team. I really
Really?
do. I think
Okay.
that they're gonna, I had them picked a little higher than y'all in the founders. I think
Yeah,
you're
they're
gonna
kind of your
see 'em-
sweeper pick. They're your sweeper
Well,
pick.
and I, when we come back in May and do these rankings again, I may even have them a little bit higher
Yeah.
because they're kind of doing what I thought they might do.
Mhm.
Got some new blood on that team, and we're seeing
Yeah.
some results from them.
That's great. I'm happy to hear that.
Hot Shots had a good tournament too, though. Hot Shots 3-2 in this tournament. We didn't talk about them, but
Yeah.
a good performance for them for a team that looks a little different than it did as well.
It's great.
All right, back to Nikki. Jacksonville the next weekend.
So in Jacksonville, we had Lakeshore Force, Brooks Barracudas, who hosted, my team, the Piranhas, Dreamplex Dragons, Shepherd
Ooh.
Strikers, and Atlanta Sting Academy. And this tournament, very kind of widespread in terms of divisions, but Lakeshore Force is really bringing their A game because they beat everyone, including my team, except for strikers.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Where do
And
we
a little-
have
and a little
Lakeshore?
scared.
Where do we have Lakeshore?
I definitely had him in the bottom half.
Yeah, bottom half of presidents for most of us.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
All of us.
Well-
The highest. I'm the high. No, sorry. Enoch was the highest at 8th on Lakeshore.
What did
First.
you know?
What, Nikki? What were you gonna say?
After they didn't do too well at nationals last year,
Mhm,
and they
mhm.
really turned it around this season so far.
Well, that's kind of terrifying. Yeah. 'Cause, as
You
you
just
said,
don't
were-
want. You just don't
Yeah.
want Enoch to be right. That's
No, that's not that. No, it's more like we're gonna have to play them at national. They're a young team,
Be
so
prepared.
I'm kind of petrified now. Thank you for telling me that.
I've said this before. This is just like trauma building for Josh every time we
Right?
talk about
This is
presidents.
just like a
Conference.
huge scouting report from my team. This whole channel. That's
I
why
hope
we
your
play this channel.
teammates don't watch this show. Like, if you're on the Chico Golfers, you're the only ones. Turn us off. They didn't know it. Josh really does think y'all can beat these teams.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Sorry, Nikki. Anything else on this Jacksonville tournament?
There were a lot of-
Piranha's teed off in this tournament.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my gosh. You wanna
Piranha's
tell- you
winning
wanna- do you
12
wanna tell your
nothing,
scores?
11 0.
Oh my Gideon.
we did score. Okay, please, Josh. take it
Okay,
away.
I will do it for you. Tidewater Piranhas 11-0 over the Dreamplex Dragons. Wow. Granted, they are a brand new team. I think it was the very first tournament. How does Dreamplex Dragons look, Nikki, for all the viewers that are listening or
They
watching?
look like they lost 11 0.
Yeah. But what did the
We're cutting
trajectory-
all this
what is
out.
it-
All
what,
of this
no,
is
no.
gone.
We're not cutting any of this out. This is perfect. What is the trajectory of this team?
Well, I think first of all, they look very orange. Their jerseys.
Yes, I
are orange.
noticed that. Very
And-
Houston Fireball-ish.
Some of their
They're
chairs
from
are orange.
Orlando. Subtlety is not their strong suit.
They match Bill's water bottle of choice today.
Perfect.
Um,
Perfect.
But they have Gavin, who used to play on Tampa Thunder,
Okay.
who is kind of like their, I guess, most experienced player. And then there are a couple of youngins on the team, and then all like the rest of them are children.
Okay.
But they are from like a program that's in Orlando to help people with disabilities specifically. So they already all have strike forces.
Oh,
and
that's
so
great.
definitely have a lot of
Oh.
resources. I
That's
just think
fantastic.
if I heard correctly, like some of the players there, that was their first tournament, and like that was their first time playing other
Wow.
teams.
Wow. That's awesome. That's really well. Again, we love seeing new teams, so this is very exciting for our sport.
Yeah, be nicer to them from now on.
Yeah,
would
seriously.
ya?
Good gosh.
Nicer to those new teams.
11-0.
I didn't score many of the goals, so it wasn't my fault.
Who did the bullying? Was it PJ?
Probably.
Probably. All right. Well, that's cool. A lot of new, young, up and coming teams in the Southeast. That's a good thing. Tidewater always there to welcome everybody to the big show.
Yep.
Joshua,
Yes.
your buddy Enoch hosted a tournament in Portland a couple
Yes.
weeks ago.
Yes, he did.
You drove there and made it so we had to reschedule one of our episode tapings. You want to talk about Portland a little bit?
Yeah. Portland was fantastic. It was a 14 tournament hosted by the Rose City Renegade, the first tournament ever in Portland. This was Ryan Keneally's big dream of hosting a tournament. He passed away last year. He was the one that started this program, and his dream was to host a tournament, and we did. And it couldn't have turned out any better. It was amazing. The Canadian North Stars team was there. The Chico Gophers were there. The Rose City Renegades were obviously there, and the Borg Shockers were there. It was a 2-day tournament. It was super, super fun. So let me just give you a quick little rundown of the standings here. The Borg Shockers went 1, 2, and 3. Canadian North Stars went 1, 2, and 2. The Chico Gophers went 4, 0, and 2. And the Rose City Renegades went 1, 1, and 3. So the Chico Gophers did win the tournament. We brought back home the trophy. So big, really awesome. We scored 9 goals and allowed 5, so that was pretty cool.
I heard somebody had a hat trick.
Honestly, I had no idea I had a hat trick till Nikki told me. I can't see it when I play. I kind of black out just a little bit, I don't know if anybody,
amnesia.
Right, exactly. So as soon as something happens in the middle of a game, I forget about it. It's like Ted Lasso once said, "Be a goldfish," and that's what I do. So be a goldfish when you score or score it on, you move on. So yeah, so we but here's the funny thing about this tournament. This whole tournament was kind of a sham for the Chico Gophers because 2 days prior to leaving, I get a call from my teammate, good old Jesse Francisco, guest on the show. Francisco, he called me and said, "Yo, I'm sick." I'm like, "No, you're not." So we only had 4 players up until that moment. Now we're down to 3. So well, now what? So we thankfully Enoch had volunteered without skipping a beat, to be honest. He said, "I want to play with the Chico Gophers." So he played 4 games. He played 4 games with us. And then when we were playing against his team, we had Leon from Borg and Margaret from Borg subbing in for us in the 2 games that we played against them.
I see how it is.
Yeah. But Enoch only helped us with 1 goal. That's it. He only helped us with 1 goal, and he assisted. He sent the ball to me, and I was like, "Oh, this is what it feels like to get a kick from Pete Winslow."
I have 3 questions about this tournament.
Oh, 3 questions. Okay, please shoot.
In the spirit of how we've been talking about tournaments this year, I heard there was a red card in this tournament. Can we talk about that?
There was a red card. So we played the Rose City Renegades the last game of day 1. We lost to them, I believe, 1-0. And I get a notice that saying somebody got a red card on the Rose City Renegades. It was Alex. He had tested a little too fast. So by the rules of the game, we got the W. But here's the funny thing is, none of our games counted for the Gophers. So they forfeit the forfeit. But by Enoch's rules of the tournament, we got the W.
So that's why you still got a trophy.
That's why we brought the trophy back home.
It also says that Alejandro got a red card in the Rose City Borb game. Is there any truth to that?
I have no idea about that one.
Okay.
That would be news to me.
Okay. Second. Sorry, what, Nikki?
It was on the score sheet.
It's on the score sheet.
I
All
have
right.
no idea.
Well, Alejandro, naughty boy. Second question, Josh. I heard you hyping up. Josh was blowing up the 3 in the Box group chat, talking about how good the Borb Shockers are now. I need him to defend that. I need you to defend that.
Yes, they are a different team. Enoch plays back, and Leon is the center. But so is for Borg Shockers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then with Brittany Wilson on the squad, she was on the show during Nationals in one of our bonus episodes. She is got some raw talent on that team, and she is very, very aggressive. She's kind of scary to play against. She's got the really mean game face. But no, she's a fantastic player. So the team is different with her on the squad. And
you shouldn't let people's faces scare you from playing against
look,
them.
if you played against Brittany, you would say the same thing. And Brittany's like, "I don't have a scary face." I'm like, "You have a scary face." Like, "Oh, okay."
So message to the teams across the President's Conference. Josh Berger, very intimidatable. I don't think that's a word, but like You just
No,
make
I'm not
faces
very
at him.
intimidatable.
Make faces at him.
Back off. Back off. Look, anybody that's
Careful, I'll make
bigger
a
than me-
scary face.
The only person that can scare me is Nikki, okay? Not you,
I believe
Bill.
that. I believe that. Okay, last question.
Yeah, go.
Enoch was on this podcast a couple weeks ago talking big game about the food at this tournament. Was
yes.
it in fact the best fed tournament in the history of USPSA?
I think it was. It was quite delicious. It was catered by the family. We had pulled pork sandwiches on the first day. It was delicious. What else did we have? And then the second day, we had tacos. That was braised brisket, shredded braised brisket, which I didn't even know that was possible. But it was really good. So if you guys want to have good food at a tournament, please come to the West Coast Cup in 2027. Enoch's big goal is to have 6 to 10 teams at the tournament. The facility that we were playing at has 4 basketball courts, so it can be done.
Nice.
So be on the lookout for an invite. Not sure.
Love it. Love it. Josh, you have another tournament here that you were going to chat about.
Yeah.
There was a tournament just this past weekend in San Jose.
Yeah, so the San Jose Soccer Bowl, I did not attend this one, but it was a 4-team tournament. San Jose Steamrollers, San Jose Flash, Golden State Ducks, and LAFC. We'll do the quick standings here. Steamrollers went 1-1, Flash went 2-0, Ducks went 1-1, and LAFC went 0-3. I believe they played 3 games because they traveled the furthest, so they gave it one more game to justify the traveling. But yeah, it seemed like obviously it was kind of an even match weekend. Bart Stewicki and Stanley Kwong, they showed some points on that 1-0 game against the Steamrollers. They got 1 goal for Bart and assist for Stanley. Guru Sharam got a hat trick in a Flash versus Ducks game with Hondro assisting on 2 and Leighton assisting on 1 as well. So, it seemed like a fun tournament, small tournament. Yeah, not much else I can say about that.
Those are the 6 tournaments that we were hoping to cover today, so we're in good shape with that. Anything else? Any closing parting wisdom to impart, Nikki or Josh?
No, I'm just kind of ashamed of myself that I haven't done any puns yet on this episode.
You had ample opportunity, my friend.
I know, but I couldn't think of it quick enough.
Sorry to say. Sorry to hear.
I will give the people what they want next episode.
Well, with that, we will be back in March, later in March, with another full-size episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the support lately. Our numbers are going up. We hope that means we're doing the right thing. We're talking about the things you want to hear. Get in the comments, get on the Facebook, get on Instagram. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you want to see. We appreciate y'all. Keep playing hard, and we'll see you back in March.
I don't mean to brag, but I'm the most humble man I know. I'm the most humble man I know, and I know every man. Like anybody knows me.
This is a Facade podcast.